We are recording. Good afternoon. How are you?
Doing great.
We're fine.
For the record, identify yourselves and tell me your story.
Okay, I'm Chris Aldred, and this is my husband, Steve. We live in Newport News, and we got involved with the vaccine trials. Interestingly enough, we saw an article in the New York Times that Johnson & Johnson was looking for volunteers for their phase 3, and they were specifically looking for older people. And since we qualify, being over 65, we said, okay, sign us up. So we sent in the information and didn't hear anything from them. But Steve mentioned to a friend of his who's a doctor in Richmond that we did that. He said, my clinic was actually picked to do the Pfizer one. Would you like to do that? We said, sure, why not? So they gave us a time to come up and gave us lots of information, too much information, really. But that's how we got involved.
Steve, whose
Yes.
idea was it? Was it yours or was it Chris's? And why did you agree to it?
Okay, sure. You know, it's funny. I don't think either of us had to talk the other one into it. This was something that we were both on board with right from the very beginning, for a number of different reasons. Primarily, though, just we wanted to be part of the solution instead of part of the problem. And we thought that as many people as can pitch in and make this thing happen and happen expeditiously and happen accurately, the better off we'll all be. We have the side benefit of knowing that we're vaccinated, that we potentially could be immune. Now, that's a 50-50 chance because in the phase 3 study, half of the people get a placebo, and we don't know whether we actually got the real one or not, and won't know for some time.
So, Chris, how do you feel about, well, let me change that question up just a second. This is fascinating. How has it been going? How do you feel?
I feel great. I've been waiting to feel like some kind of side effects because that would mean maybe I got the real one, but I haven't felt anything. Steve and I felt like we were good candidates because he was in the military and they make him practically a pincushion. He never had a reaction to any of the vaccines the military gave him. And I traveled and went to China and Peru and got given a lot of vaccines for that. Never had a problem, and always had my flu vaccine, never had a problem. So we didn't expect to have any problems because we've never had one in the past. So we didn't even get a little welt or anything. It was just.
Right, so this particular Pfizer / BioNTech vaccine is a 2-shot regimen, and we've had both shots. The last one was a week ago today. So if we were going to have side effects, it would have shown by now. But the phase 3 clinical trials, which is what we're in the middle of doing this, will go on for quite some time. We'll have to give blood periodically. And they're going to be looking for antibodies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just a second. Were you the least bit nervous?
No, because I read about phase 1 and phase 2. Remember, we're phase 3, and this is a large group. They finally got to the point where, what did they start with? From like 30,000 people across the country and different nations. So, and they're adding to it. I think they added another 15,000 because they feel that confident. They've already ironed out a lot of the bugs. What we were filling out the demographics more or less. So we didn't really feel very nervous. Also, the Pfizer study is not using a live virus, unlike some of them. And so that seemed a little less scary.
Sorry.
Wow.
Catch that.
So how does it feel being part of the solution, possibly?
It feels great.
Yeah, we're just doing what we've done what we can, and at this point, there's nothing more to do. We have a diary. We have to fill out the diary on a weekly basis and basically report on our medical condition. If we're good, we just punch the good button, and we're done for that week. And so far, that's all we've been doing is, punching our button and saying we're good, and hopefully we'll stay good for a while.
Yeah, we're being closely monitored, so we're actually safer than somebody who didn't get the vaccine. I mean, they sent us home with a little kit we have our own COVID-19 test kit in case we were to come down with any symptoms. They'd want us to immediately test. They've tested us twice already. And they monitored our blood. They even sent us home with our own thermometer. We already had one, of course, but they're really monitoring us. So if we sneeze the wrong way, somebody would come check on us. So that's really kind of, it gives us a lot of confidence, yeah.
Have there been any side effects or anything reminding you that, yes, you've had this vaccine?
No, not even so much as a bump on my arm.
For me, maybe. The second shot, I came home that day and I was a little extra tired that night and the second night, but it could have just been coincidental. You know, it wasn't like, oh, I'm exhausted, I'm really feeling awful. You know, so I don't know if that was a side effect or just, you know, one of those days.
Do you know anyone who's been affected by the virus, who contracted COVID-19?
Yes, our son.
Wow.
He got it very early. He lives in Norfolk. Our daughter was at the time working in Chesapeake Regional Hospital, and he got it so early. She said, "Tyler, don't even come near the hospital. They're going to send you home because they don't have enough tests." This was back in the days when Virginia was what, 49th in the country for the amount of testing available. So she said, if you do have it, you can give it to somebody else by coming to the emergency room. If you do have it, they're going to send you home because you're young, you're healthy, and your symptoms are mild. So she tracked him from home. And
How old is he and how badly was he affected?
he was 31, and we were kind of nervous about him because we talked to him on the phone and he would be like out of breath and, you know, I'm doing okay, you know, and so that lasted what, a good week? And
Pretty close to 2 weeks. The symptoms really weren't bad. His fever never got really terrible, but he just had all that total body achiness and the dry cough and a lot of the other classic symptoms. And because he never got tested, we really don't know. But beyond that, we do have other friends. We know of a friend who lost her mother, for example. So it's out there, but it, other than our son and that episode that may or may not have been, you know, the actual real deal, we haven't had a lot of personal contact.
yeah, I have had friends lose people too. Yeah, up in New Jersey though, not local.
Wow. So where do we go from here, and how soon will we know if this is the magic bullet?
They're going to know whether this works when we come in to have our blood drawn to look for antibodies in mid October.
More broadly, the study itself will run out through the fall. When they feel like they have made the case that it is safe and effective, it goes to a panel of interested scientists. And by that, I mean, they don't work for any of the drug companies and they don't work for the government. So there's no politics and there's no commerce involved. These scientists, if they review it and they say, yes, it's sound scientifically, it'll go to the FDA for their approval. Once it gets approved from the FDA, then distribution can start. And there may be more than one. I mean, we're just Pfizer, but there's other ones out there. AstraZeneca, Moderna, those are other, they're not competing. What we probably think, our guess, is that we're going to end up with a mixture of these. Some of these are going to go to the cities. Some of these are going to go out to the countryside. Depending on how transportable they are, because they're not all equally transportable because of the temperature that they have to be stored at.
Yeah, we hope they hurry up with this because we're losing, 1,000 people a day are dying from this or more, I don't know, worldwide. So it's not something that I want to see delayed. You know, maybe there will be a future magic one that's even better. But in the meantime, I'd like like to see them save as many lives as possible.
We're looking for that herd immunity where we've got a certain percentage of the population, high enough percentage that those people that can't or won't take the vaccine are protected because the rest of us have immunity.
All right. I think that's it for the questions that I have. Anything else you want to say?
I don't think so. I think that's
No?
pretty much covers it.
We-
Those are the questions we get all the time.
We appreciate your interest, Don.
Now, has the competition contacted you yet?
No, they didn't. So I don't know what happened there, but our doctor explained that, you know, that Pfizer got their team together a little faster, and that's what happened. And so they did speed things along by, the doctor in the clinic said he's done many trials before, and usually he posts about 4 people a day because he's got all his other clients. But he said once he got the people on board, Pfizer said, get them in there, get them a shot. So he's doing more like 18.
But you meant your competition, right, Don?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, you are, no.
No, we have not been contacted by any other news organization.
No, I thought you meant.
Yeah,
Yeah. Just curious. Yeah. All right.
we do appreciate your interest, and we think, obviously, we're very positive about the whole idea, and we understand that the whole idea of vaccinating hit some people the wrong way. That long before COVID, there were people that resisted vaccines. We just we don't feel that way. We try to keep the politics out of this, but we think medically and scientifically, we're happy with the direction this is going.
All right. Well, we wish you the best and continued health, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please keep my number handy, and I hope I can call you back to check up on you, see how you're doing.
Well, sure.
Sure.
And likewise, good continued health to you too, Don.
Thank you. And one more thing I wanted to check. Could you, and maybe I should have asked this a little while ago, but could you possibly wipe the camera lens on your computer, your device? Because I'm wondering if that will make a difference. Because you.
No.
Just a tad, but I think we're still going to be good in any way.
Sorry about that. It's
Yeah.
not the greatest camera.
I thought maybe we were, no, oh, it was the glow. I thought it was the glow of the sunlight.
It might be. I can change that.
No, you're fine. You're fine. And we are good. And the item that you had in your hand, could you take a couple of pictures of it and email that to me?
Oh,
Okay, sure.
You've got his email?
And
Or you just have the phone number, right?
I just have the phone number, so I'll need your email.
okay. Actually, I did send it to you
To Chris?
with the link.
Oh,
This.
okay.
Yeah,
So
Let
did
me-
you send it to Steve? Because I didn't see mine.
Yeah. I just sent it to Steve.
Okay, good.
You have the link for this Zoom, and that's my email as the return address.
don.roberts@wavy.com.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And any literature or materials that you have, especially with the company's name on it, that would be great.
Sure.
All right. That's
If
it.
you have a shot, maybe the two of you going like that or something.
You don't
maybe
see
not.
anything.
Yeah, but thank you very much.
Sure.
All righty, I'll be in touch and I'll let you know when this is going to air. If not tomorrow, it will be Thursday,
Okay.
but I'll let
Have
you know.
yourself a great evening, Don.
Thank you very much, you too.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.